I am a candidate for governor of Vermont. And there is no better place to say that than here in this room where Vermont's history is such a powerful presence. Yes, this is a remarkable state, but that doesn't mean we should continue to do things as we have. So I am running to change a system in Montpelier that too often favors the special interest over the broader public interest. I'm running to change a system that considers economic development to be taxpayer subsidies to large corporations and tax breaks for the affluent. And I'm running to promote economic justice and policies that diminish inequality. Let me say how. First, we can begin by paying Vermonters fairly. As a senator, I introduced legislation to raise the minimum wage to $12 in 2015. As governor, I will ask the legislature to enact a $12.50 minimum wage right away and to move in increments to $15 an hour. A higher minimum wage is the best anti-poverty program that Vermont can enact. It provides a much-needed economic stimulus, as low-wage workers spend almost all their extra income and they spend it locally. Our Republican friends talk a lot about making Vermont more affordable. Here's the truth. There's little state government can do to affect the price of food, housing, home heating, automobiles, gasoline, or the severity of our winters. Holding budget increases to 2% will put next to nothing into the pockets of most Vermonters. It might mean an extra $5 to those who are making minimum wage, maybe $50 to the average Vermonter. But a 20% increase in the minimum wage will make Vermont more affordable to those who struggle the most. It is time for taxpayers to stop subsidizing the labor costs of low-wage employers who rely on government programs in order to be able to pay their workers as little as they do. And that includes some of America's wealthiest corporations. Someone who works 40 hours a week ought not to need public assistance. Second, Vermont needs a tax system that is fair. Our tax code is riddled with special interest tax breaks and deductions that overwhelmingly benefit the well-off. As a member of the Senate Finance Committee, I heard the most ingenious arguments for self-interest. But every tax break for a special interest is a tax increase on everyone else, and this has to stop. As a senator, I voted against every special interest tax break, and as governor, I will seek their repeal. Third, Vermont needs a reality-based economic development strategy. A strategy based on taxpayer gifts to the world's largest corporations is no strategy at all. It is corporate welfare and a squandering of public monies. Competing with other states in how many tax dollars we give to companies to move to Vermont or stay in Vermont is a sucker's game that we cannot win. 98% of our jobs are homegrown. Why do people open a business in Vermont? Because it is a great place to live. We have some of the country's best schools. We have a low crime rate. We are one of the healthiest states, and we protect the environment. We care for one another. We should focus our resources on maintaining quality public services and not on multi-million-dollar gifts to companies that move jobs to Switzerland in order to escape U.S. taxes. A fair Vermont is one that protects our natural environment. As a senator, I initiated the successful effort to ban fracking, and I sponsored legislation to protect the connectedness of our forests for future generations. I also offered the first bill in the legislature to protect our ridgelines and public lands from industrial wind. Global warming is the most serious long-term threat that our planet faces. But this doesn't mean that all solutions make sense. Giant turbines and the roads built to construct and service them are destroying Vermont's most pristine ecosystems, adversely affecting the ability of wildlife to adapt to climate change. And there is an issue of economic justice here. Large corporations have chosen mostly to locate wind projects in the most remote and poorest communities in our state. In short, in the very places where people are least able to fight back. As governor, I will do all within my power, including through legislation and appointments to the Public Service Board, to protect our ridgelines and communities from industrial wind projects. I will encourage properly sited solar development in accordance with town plans and the procedures of Act 250. And most of all, I will encourage conservation. Dollar for dollar, conservation is the best investment in energy, green energy that we can make. Unfortunately, conservation has not been the priority it should be. Utilities do not make money on the kilowatt that is not generated. Finally, we need to get special interest money out of Vermont politics. Vermont politicians love to denounce the role of corporations in politics. But when it comes to their own campaigns, there's always the outstretched hand. I have never accepted corporate or PAC money and will not. And if I'm elected, I will ask the legislature to conform Vermont law to a federal law that has outlined corporate contributions to federal candidates since 1907. The other day, I saw this headline about a Democratic gubernatorial gubernatorial debate. Quote, "Few differences at forum." Rest assured, the headline will not be written from now on. Elections are about choices. My candidacy gives voters the choice to support a higher minimum wage, to eliminate special interest tax breaks and corporate subsidies, to expand publicly funded health care, to ban corporate campaign contributions, and to protect our ridgelines. I'm running for governor because we can do better. Better for our environment and better for our people. Thank you. Yeah!